Today on Locked On Red Wings, we're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to predict what's going to happen with the Red Wings while Brian is away on his honeymoon.
You're Locked On Red Wings, your daily podcast on the Detroit Red Wings. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Locked On Red Wings podcast. We are your hosts, Brian Fisher and Scotty Bentley. Scotty's the host over at Locked On Tigers, as well as a sports writer for CNG newspaper as well. I am a color commentator for Oakland University, ACHA D1 men's hockey. And I'm going to be gone all next week, plus Monday, the following week, because I'll be in Hawaii on my honeymoon. So we decided to have a little bit of fun with today's show, while also obviously keeping it Red Wings centric. And we're just going to ask the question, what things are going to happen with this team while I'm away? Before we get to that, I got to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Also, want to thank you guys for making Locked On Red Wings your first listen every single day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. All right, Scotty. What's going to happen while I'm gone? That's the big question today. So we've brought each other a couple of questions that we're going to try and predict as to what's going to happen with this team. Some serious, some goofy. And then we'll get to a preview for the Carolina Hurricanes game on Friday, which you will then recap on Monday solo. So, Scotty, why don't you lead us off?
So the first one, and I have to give half credit to you because you had mentioned it when we had the conversation. Obviously, the penalty kill has been a big talk of conversation. I don't want to ask, like, how many times they'll fail or, like, will they move up in the standings? Straight up, right now, I think they're at 69 or 69.5% on the season. Over under the Red Wings penalty kill is at 70% on the season when you come back.
Oh, under. Easy. I mean, like, the penalty kill is taking steps forward. It's been better lately. And by lately, I mean, like, within the last 3 or 4 games, they've swapped out their systems again, try to make it a little bit easier. But at this point, it's so late in the season, I don't know if there's enough penalty kills to kill remaining to get that number above 70%. And, like, you still expect, that's a week's worth of games, right? If we're counting tomorrow, which is Friday before I leave, but we're counting Friday because I won't be able to recap it on Monday. You know, that's 3 or 4 games in which they could get scored on in each of those 4 games. You're expecting them to at least allow one in each of those games with how they've performed this season.
At least one. Like, what an awful penalty kill, dude. Like, we're talking about, like, well, they're going to give up at least one a game. So, like, no.
So I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to be over 70% on the year at the end of the season. So that includes the following week I return when they still have games left to be played. So you could have asked me the next 2 weeks if I thought it was going to be over 70% and by the end of the year, and I'd still say no. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think that it, I don't know, man. Probably not. Again, this unit's terrible. Like, they it's one of the worst penalty kills we've seen. It's, I think, a solid, like, 3%, maybe even more, or 3-ish% below the next closest team at 29. Like, it's awful. So, yeah, like, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it's that this unit is going to turn it around. The reason why I wanted to say 70 was because it is close enough where, like, if it was solid the rest of the season, it could end at 70 or higher, but that is a big if.
Yeah, it's currently the 3rd worst penalty kill in NHL history, at least according to StatMuse, which StatMuse can be sometimes not accurate, but the 1980 and the 1983 Kings are the only 2 that have worse penalty kills than the Detroit Red Wings this season, which is, according to StatMuse, at exactly 69%. So nice. My first question for you, Scotty, is how many goals, maybe over-under is a good way of putting it, over-under 2.5 Vladimir Tarasenko goals while I'm away?
Like, I don't know, man. 2.5 Vladimir Tarasenko goals while I'm away. On, I don't know, man. 2.5 Vladimir Tarasenko goals while I'm away. On, I don't know, man. 2.5 Vladimir Tarasenko goals while I'm away. On, 2.5 Vladimir Tarasenko goals while I'm away. I don't know, man. what a depressing start. But like, yeah, like under. He has 10 on the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like that's very far away from 2 a week. So yeah, I'm gonna go with under and just play the odds here, play the math.
If I moved the number to 1.5, would that entice you a little bit more?
No.
No. Jeez.
I think because that same thing, like he would have to score 2 goals in a week. I think, yeah, man. Like no, I think the only really, again, this is so negative, but like the best question might just be, does he score while I'm gone?
Well, does he? I think yeah. I think at that point, does he score 1 goal while I'm gone? I think yes.
Yeah, you got to play the math. You got to play the math there, I feel like. How many games are you going for?
6 games.
He's got to.
No, sorry, 5 games because they play that Monday. I will be back for.
He's got to play. He's got to score once in 5 games, right?
I'm gonna go with yes, just on pure like I just need it to happen. You say play the math. The math might say he doesn't, honestly, because he only has 10 in
72 games.
Right. So he's 1 goal every 10 games. So maybe he does. Maybe the math does say
1 goal every 7 games, and you're going to be gone for 5. So no, the math does not guarantee that he will be scoring a goal here.
How many goals has it been since his last, or games has it been since his last goal?
It was relatively recent-ish, wasn't it?
Ottawa? Yeah, Ottawa.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tell me it's 7.
The 7th game will be the final game I miss.
Unreal.
So we're in that wheelhouse.
True. I'm still. If you take yes, I'll take no, just so that we're different and so one of us can brag about being right.
All right, I'll take yes.
All right, I'll take no.
Sounds like a plan.
That's so sad.
What's next, buddy?
Yeah, the next one's a little bit more bigger picture, and part of it has to do with where the team is at naturally, like in the standings. This is not while you're gone, this is by the time you return or when you return. Will the Red Wings be, and like this is super vague and maybe a little subjective, but we can find like an exact I don't know, like metric or to like watch too, whether it's like minutes played for these guys or something. But by the time you get back, will the Wings still be prioritizing winning this season, or will they be focusing on playing the youth and just kind of
that's such a good question, Scotty.
Lineup card, you know what I mean? Like
right? No, like focusing on playing the youth because they've given up, or still pushing for a wild card spot. That's such a good question. Honestly, oh my God, is it sitting on the fence to say it could go either way? I mean, yes, I guess
yes,
that's
it is.
The definition
that is literally
of
sitting on the fence. Yeah, that is the most sitting on the fence I think anyone has ever sat on a fence. Yep.
If they lose tomorrow, and like let's say Montreal or New York or whatever team's in the wild card spot right now wins, I think there's a very good possibility they focus on just playing the youth and getting some minutes for those guys. But at the same time, Grand Rapids isn't a meaningful playoff. You know what? I'm going to say no, because Grand Rapids isn't a meaningful playoff push. So I don't know if they will prioritize playing those guys at the NHL, just because those guys, are playing meaningful hockey already down there in Grand Rapids, and Grand Rapids is fighting for seeding right now. So I'm going to say no because of that, more so than what the Red Wings are going to do.
No, I think that's a super fair point, because that's something we saw last season with the Wings organizationally and their decision making with personnel decisions and stuff too. Was they prioritized making sure that Grand Rapids was fortified for sure.
Yes. We're going to head to a quick break. When we return, we got 3 more questions about what will happen while Brian's gone, and will he ever return? Stay tuned for segment 2 of Locked On Red Wings. Daylight savings snuck up on us again, and if you're feeling that lost hour of sleep, 5-Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late to watch the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5-Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. I've been staying up late watching all this tournament action, because Michigan and Michigan State, just for whatever reason, when they were in the tournament, they could not get a decent Eastern time zone start time. And 5-Hour Energy helped me make it through those games. With longer days, I love getting outside for a walk. I took a walk today, in fact, because it was 62 degrees out. Cloudy, but, not raining like it was the night before that. Took advantage, went on a nice 30-minute walk, made Scotty wait for us to record. He's a very patient man. And Tropical Burst is a great go-to flavor for that quick boost. Whether I'm at a game or traveling, 5-Hour Energy is easy to grab and keeps me feeling refreshed. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You can even build your 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one right now? Grab a 5-Hour Energy at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized. Segment 2, Locked On Red Wings podcast. Now, I was reading that read, right? And it mentions the word raspberry. One thing I do to drive Allison up a wall is intentionally mispronounce raspberry. I pronounce it raspberry.
I'm aware of this, so you must really be proud of it, because I know this information.
I've told you this before.
From the bottom of my heart, I feel like your wife told me at your wedding that this was a thing. I feel like there was maybe something raspberry there. I don't know, but I knew this information, and it makes me laugh.
It's RASP, so I go, it's raspberry. And she goes, no, it's not. I go, tell it how it's spelled, man. So she's going to listen to this, and she's going to feel vindicated knowing that I knew the whole time. She probably already knew I knew the whole time.
I'm sure.
My whole playbook in this marriage is just be annoying, which I feel for her. I can't believe she puts up with me.
I can't either. It's the first thing I said when I joined the recording studio today was be nice to her. Yeah.
Because the 5 W's I was doing. She's a saint. Scotty, segment 2, Locked On Red Wings podcast. I think it's my turn to ask you a question.
Sure is, bud.
Next up I have is pretty similar to the last question you had, right, regarding the standings. My question is, will the Red Wings be further or closer to the second wild card than they are today as of recording, which is 4 points? They are 4 points back still, I believe, of that second wild card.
Yeah, that's where I would say at print. That's right now in this moment it's 4. Yeah, depending on when people listen, obviously that's subject to change a little bit. I'm gonna go 4. Yeah, I'm gonna go with further, and not because I think the team is just gonna like completely sandbag or like throw in the towel. It's more so just once they get like unobtainably far, or I don't know, like mathematically eliminated, which wouldn't happen at this rate, at least until like close to the very end of the season. But if I guess my point is, if they slide even a little bit more, those games are going to become increasingly important for all of their opponents that are all currently in the playoffs. So like they play only current playoff teams literally the rest of the season. And those games are at a certain point, if it's not already there, but at a certain point, especially, it is going to become far more important for those teams for seeding purposes and whatnot than it is for the Detroit Red Wings once they're, 5-6 points out of the playoffs. So I'm going to go with they by the time you get back, they are further removed from the postseason conversation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, as you put, the difficulty of the matchup is a huge factor as to why it's going to be that way, as well as just in general, other teams are finally starting to get hot, I feel. Montreal's heating back up again. The Rangers are still right there. And, they have tough teams on their schedule. It's a daunting task for the Red Wings, who are already 4 points out, to try to climb back in. I feel like it's going to continue to slip. So we'll see. We'll take receipts and we'll circle back next 2 weeks from now and see what we were correct on. All right, Scotty, back to you.
Yeah, so the last one I have is, I don't know, it's also a kind of a vague one, but I am, I don't even know really how to like word this one. Is there anything when you, let's say you get back, you know, are looking up, you know, what happened while you were gone, what the Wings were up to, and like I'm sure you'll keep tabs to some extent, but like, you know what I mean? You dive deep and look at some of the numbers, right? And is there anything that could happen? This is more of a yes, no, I'm realizing. But is there anything that either of these goaltenders could do in the span while you're gone to make you confident, more confident in them than you are right now?
The only one I feel like that could do that is Peter Mrazek. And this is actually would be a great segue to the preview. We'll talk about that obviously when we do preview, because I still have one more question. But Peter Mrazek may come back here soon. Like McClellan said today during practice that he's getting close. And the only reason Mrazek has that kind of grace with me is because he's new to us. Well, again, but he's new to us this time.
Yeah.
So like there's still that like little holdout of hope, even though like I have all the data and I know exactly what he's done with Chicago this year. And I know I probably shouldn't have this high of hope because I haven't lived through it. I'm willing to be like, okay, let's see what he can do with a new team. And he looked fine and sometimes even good with the Detroit Red Wings before his injury. But with Talbot and Lyon, like I know what they are. Lyon has always been streaky. He's prone to really, really good stretches. He's prone to really, really bad stretches. That's how he's been the last 2 seasons with Detroit. It's how he's been his entire career. Talbot is overall a very, very good goalie, but does not play this level of workload, especially at his age anymore. So he's worn down. He had a great game against St. Louis. Don't get me wrong. He's still capable of having great performances, but I don't think there's anything those two can do to change how I look at them. And not that I have a bad look at them. Like they're
but that's my point.
Backup goalies is what they are.
Right. And like Lyon is UFA, this summer, but like Talbot is under contract like next year. Like it's, you know, people are like, oh, like, let's just get to the season and then address goalie. Like Cam Talbot is currently going to be here at the start of next season. So I'm just wondering if he goes on a massive heater. Let's not even say, you know, obviously we're doing the while you're gone thing as kind of like a funny segment bit thing, but like let's even just open it up to the rest of the season. If Talbot goes on an absolute heater the rest of the year, does that even change the perception of him, like confidence-wise in the fan base going into next year? I genuinely don't think it does. Like that's the point that we're at. Like he had a really great start to the season, even if he bookended the season with like really good. There was still, it was so shaky in the middle, and he's pushing 40, and it's like I just don't think. I ask that because to me the answer is no. Like I don't think there's anything that that either of them, to be fair, but that Talbot specifically can do to make everyone more confident in him going into this fall.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people should look at Cam Talbot and see a goalie who is going to be more often than not a solid, serviceable goalie, but he's not capable of playing, especially at his age, the workload that the Red Wings need of a goaltender right now. And that's actually was our take away from him when he was signed. We were like, he had a great season with LA, who's a great defensive team, but in the playoffs, he wasn't that great. And we have concerns about his age. So, like, it's kind of crazy. At one point during the season, right, we were so high on him because he was playing so well. But, like, we've ended in the same spot we began with Cam Talbot.
Right. I agree.
Scotty, we got one more to get to, so let's get to it really quick. This one's a fun one. How many fights? I guess I shouldn't say how many. Again, we should do the over-under. That was a good thing by you. I'm doing this on the fly here, calling an audible. Over-under 1.5 fights for Austin Watson while I'm away.
I will go under with 1 exactly.
I'm going to go over with 2.
Love it. I hope you're right. I mean, that's my dog. I hope you're right.
He put a spark in this team against the Boston Bruins, and I wouldn't be surprised if they call on him a couple more times during this next week to try and get the boys going to help propel them to a win.
I love it, dude. I hope so. I hope you're right. I think everyone would love that.
Absolutely. All right, Scotty, let's head to another break. And when we return, we'll talk about the Carolina Hurricanes who play on Friday. Stay tuned to Locked On Red Wings. The NCAA tournament is here. In fact, we're all the way to the Final Four already, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in and stay in the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories and even who's cutting down the nets. I've got my eye on a few underdogs this year. They're all 1 seeds. Wouldn't you guess it? Real underdogs here. And FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. With tournament games happening almost every day, there's always something exciting to bet on. The FanDuel app is simple and easy to use, and when I win, I get paid instantly, no waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com and get in on college hoops action all tournament long. Segment 3, Locked On Red Wings podcast. You know what I'm really looking forward to about tomorrow's game, Scotty? Is the fact you're supposed to say, oh, what is it, Brian? Oh, now you're just not going to say anything to spite me. Okay, got it. We're so in sync. The fact that
what is it, Brian?
You were the worst. I hate you so much. I should have seen that coming. That's on me. That I should have seen that coming. The fact that knowing I don't have to recap this game, I can just sit back and enjoy it and just like watch it like a fan instead of having to like take notes and stuff like that. Because that's about the only thing I think there is to look forward to when playing the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, it's they're really good. I don't know if you're aware.
Are they now?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Please explain to the listeners why they're really good.
Wow, great transition. Well, I mean, really, they are what they are, dude. Like, this is a team that is suffocating defensively. They've added offensive pieces over the last 2 or 3 years now to try and kind of balance out their play style a little bit more, and it's working. They're really good. Bunch of jerks forever.
They hold on to the puck, and that's what makes them really tough to play.
Yeah, that's the thing that we
struggle with.
The Islanders. Well, yes, the Islanders. I feel like there's a third team I'm missing that's just like a possession freak team. But anyway, those two are the two big ones for sure. Yeah.
And that's the thing is like their power play is 24th in the league. It's not incredible. Their penalty kill is, let's see, where are they listed? Are they lower or did I miss them when I was scrolling here? This is on me. I should have checked this before hopping on the pod.
No, you're crushing it, dude.
Oh, they have the second best penalty kill in the league. Okay, so that penalty kill is very good. But what I wanted to highlight was like they lead the league in shot attempts for and the fewest amount of shot attempts against. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you were just saying is they always hold on to the puck. And they hold on to the puck because their forecheck is so good at winning the puck battles and forcing turnovers and winning the race to the puck. They do everything so well that the Detroit Red Wings do poor, which is the battle along the boards, the forecheck, that it's so hard to score when you don't have any room. They suffocate you. They take the puck away from you and they don't give it back.
Yeah, and when you don't have the puck, believe it or not.
It's hard to score. So
sure is.
Goaltending for them is, I think, solid overall this season. Frederik Andersen, in the 18 games he has played, has had a .920. I know he's battled injury like typical. Kachetkov, I'm sorry, I know I pronounced that probably wrong, has a .901, which is pretty much right on season average for goaltenders across the league. So really, it's just their 5-on-5 game is so good that it's so boring, but it's so good that you got to capitalize really on any few chances you get and really limit the chances you give up, which is limiting chances.
Two very tough things for your Detroit Red Wings, let me tell you.
Right. So
I have one more question that we didn't get to.
Okay.
How many times while you are gone will I call you bald?
Oh, that's one. That's rude.
On air.
I know. I know what you meant.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you meant on air.
I don't call you bald behind your back, just to be clear. I literally only call you bald to your face.
Yeah. You text me you're bold sometimes, just out of the blue.
I do. Yeah.
It's going to be like an every other episode thing. I'm saying, so how many? I'm missing 6 episodes, so 3. 3 times.
3? All right. Well, we're rushing that number.
Yeah, now I gave you a number.
Yeah,
now you're gonna
that's why I asked. I wanted to know the number so I could eclipse it. Let's lock in, everybody.
Instead of we ball, you're going to end every episode with Brian's bald. Thanks for making Locked On Red Wings.
We bald? I should shave my head and do we bald.
I mean, I'm on board with that. I don't have any work to do for that. I already am. So
we bald?
You should probably not shave your hair. It's like one of your strongest assets right now.
It's great. So. Yeah. I just got a haircut. And I get it when I get it cut, I get it a little bit shorter than like I like it, so it can grow into, stays at the length I like it longer. So yeah, we'll get there. We're chilling. Fun fact: I have only had one human being cut my hair my entire life. I'm not kidding. My first haircut, like same lady that cut it 3 days ago. Like literally one person has cut my hair. I've never had it cut by anybody else besides her since I was an infant.
Your mom and a bowl.
My what?
Your mom and a bowl. Just put it right on the top of the head and then shave her and give you a bowl cut.
No, it is not a family member. I mean, like family friend, but like she is like that. That's her job. Like she doesn't just like cut my hair just to cut. Like that's her full-time job. But yeah, literally, like. I lost a bet once and had to, like buzz my hair. And I was like, I'm not doing this unless, Nancy does it. So like, yeah, dude, like literally one human being has cut my hair from my first haircut to right now. So
shout out Nancy.
She's
what
an
MVP.
Dog, dude. She's the dog.
Scotty, any final thoughts?
We ball, baby.
Scotty will be back with a new episode on Monday, recapping the game against the Carolina Hurricanes. Stay tuned for that. Same time, same place. It's your team every day.